Turkey's presidential election is headed for a runoff after neither incumbent Recep Tayyip Erdogan nor challenger Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu secured a majority of votes in the first round on May 15. Erdogan received 49.5% of the vote, while Kılıçdaroğlu got 44.9%, according to Turkey's Supreme Election Council. A third candidate, nationalist Sinan Ogun, took 5.2%. The runoff election will be a crucial test for Turkey's democracy and its relations with the European Union, EU, which has been a key trade partner for Turkey since 1995, when they established a customs union that covers all industrial goods. The customs union agreement also requires Turkey to align its commercial policy with the EU's common commercial policy, including negotiating and concluding free trade agreements with third countries in parallel with the EU. The trade deal between Turkey and the EU has been beneficial for both sides, as it has boosted bilateral trade in goods and services, increased foreign direct investment, and created jobs. In 2022, Turkey was the EU's sixth biggest trade partner, representing 3.3% of the EU's total trade with the world. The EU was by far Turkey's largest merchandise import and export partner, accounting for 26% of Turkey's goods imports and 41% of its goods exports. The total trade in goods between the EU and Turkey in 2022 amounted to €198.1 billion, about $240 billion. However, the trade deal also has some limitations and challenges, as it does not cover agriculture, except for processed agricultural products, services, or public procurement. Moreover, it does not address some of the political and economic issues that have strained the relations between Turkey and the EU in recent years, such as Turkey's human rights record, its authoritarian tendencies, its involvement in regional conflicts, its stance on refugees and migration, its purchase of Russian S-400 missile defense system, and its dispute with Greece and Cyprus over maritime boundaries and energy resources in the Eastern Mediterranean. The two candidates in the runoff election have different views on how to deal with these issues and how to improve Turkey's relations with the EU. Erdogan has been a vocal critic of the EU, accusing it of double standards, hypocrisy, and interference in Turkey's internal affairs. He has also threatened to suspend or terminate the customs union agreement if the EU does not grant Turkey visa-free travel or update the trade deal to include new sectors and address Turkey's concerns. He has also expressed interest in joining other regional blocs, such as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization or the Eurasian Economic Union. Kılıçdaroğlu, on the other hand, has pledged to restore Turkey's democracy and rule of law, respect human rights and freedoms, and reinvigorate Turkey's EU accession process, which has been stalled since 2005 due to various political obstacles. He has also promised to enhance Turkey's cooperation with the EU on trade, migration, security, counterterrorism, climate change, and other areas of mutual interest. He has said that he would seek to modernize and expand the customs union agreement to include new sectors and address Turkey's trade deficit with the EU. The outcome of the runoff election could have significant implications for the future of Turkey-EU relations and their trade deal. If Erdogan wins another term, he is likely to continue his confrontational approach toward the EU and pursue his own agenda on foreign policy and security issues that could further complicate their cooperation on trade matters. He might also seek to renegotiate or withdraw from the customs union agreement if he does not get what he wants from the EU. If Kılıçdaroğlu wins the presidency, he might face some challenges in implementing his reform agenda and overcoming Erdogan's legacy of authoritarianism and polarization. However, he could also offer a new opportunity for dialogue and partnership between Turkey and the EU on trade and other issues of common concern. He might also seek to revitalize Turkey's EU accession process and update the customs union agreement to reflect the changing realities and needs of both sides. The voters in Turkey will have to weigh these factors when they cast their ballots on May 28th. The trade deal between Turkey and the EU could be a source of stability and prosperity for both parties, or a source of tension and uncertainty depending on who wins the runoff election.